Welcome to this very brief video on how to create fleurons. For those people who are not sure why fleurons are useful, if you've got some parts of your story where the plot kind of changes but you don't want to have a new chapter, you can put a graphical image in between the preceding bit of text and the subsequent bit of text that appears in your story. It's a useful little characters that you can use within Word that can be then copied and pasted as text into something like Adobe InDesign or other publishing tools, and then when they're saved as a PDF they get embedded as the images but as fonts rather than graphical images, which makes it easier for the publisher to place on the page because it's just text in the flow of the other text of the story that you're using. So let's have a look and see how we did this. So here you can see we've got that's the text itself, so I'll just copy that and I'm just going to paste this, but I'm going to paste it keeping the source formatting so I can see that it is still text and each one of those is a separate item on the page. I'll just delete that. So the best thing to do if you wanted to insert some graphics will be it's well worth starting off with a larger font size. So I'll just go to here. I'm using Calibri 36. So that's a useful font size just for this example, but obviously you'd choose whichever font size you want to fit in with your page. I'll go to Insert, so up in the top left hand corner of the screen here, selecting Insert, and over in the top right we're going to select Symbol. And you can see there's a few symbols that I've been selecting most recently, and I'm going to select more symbols. So I've gone straight to wingdings, and this is a good place to actually select the graphic symbols that you'd like to be able to use. Wingdings is a standard font set in Microsoft Word, and it is represented as Arial and other fonts as well when you're creating your content. So it just gets brought in from the Wingdings character set. So let's say, for instance, I wanted to have a couple of images that I thought would be useful. So I'm going to scroll down here so that you can see where I got them from. Here we've got a collection of characters, but you need to be careful to make sure that you select mirror image graphics. So you can see that this one and this one are mirror images of each other, this one and this one are mirror images of each other. So what we'll do is I will insert that particular character there. So let's click on Insert, and I'll also have that one and I'll insert that, and you can see on the page here we've got two mirror image characters. In the middle of that I want to have a clock, so I'll put my clock because obviously my story is about time travel, so we'll just insert that. So select the item that you wanted to, or you could scroll down the list and go and find it. I'm going to, as I say, just select the one that I use most recently, or I can just actually pick the one up here. Let's have that one, insert that. So there we go. So there's our clock icon. And if you didn't like the clock icon because you're not doing something about time travel and you wanted to do something different, well, what we could do is, let's say we could have a rose in here instead. So there's our graphics. You can see you've got the left and the right and a central item. Now, it might be that you wanted these to be a little bit close together. You can see I've bunched my fonts together, or my font characters together. So if you just highlight those and right click and select font, then you get taken where you'd normally see just your font settings. You've got an advanced tab. And here I can change the spacing of the font. So let's say I wanted to have it expanded, and I wanted to have it expanded by 5 points. That will then make the text further apart. Or if I wanted to, I could select font and go selecting condensed. Again, make it condensed by, I don't know, let's say we want to make it condensed by 7 point, and there we go. So that bunches them together quite nicely actually, and makes it look like they're touching the poppy or the rose that's in the middle of the page. So that's how easy it is to create a fleuron. And as a taken a bit of a liberty, a bit of a plug for the book. They got it orange. It's easy to find on Amazon, but the book's full of QR codes. I wanted to make a book that created links out to interactive content. So it's very easy to obviously say, well, let's have all books on the internet as electronic versions, but I like the idea of a book, and I like the idea of a book that gives the reader access to a whole bunch of additional material like animations, music, even poetry. So I've created a whole bunch of QR codes in there. When you scan with your mobile phone, that will take you through to the additional content as you're reading the story. And it's also a time travel device, so don't worry, it's been decommissioned for your own safety, so you won't end up getting lost anywhere in time, but you might find it fun to give it a try. So I'll just move my mouse out of the way, so if you wanted to scan that, you could pause it and then give it a try. Hope you find making fleurons for yourself really easy, and I hope you found this video useful.